How y'all doing out there today, my people, my family, my friends? I wanted to make a video. I said I wasn't going to really talk on this topic because of my personal feelings of people, of seeing a lot of people in the past that just talk when something happened, but they never do. And I didn't want to be in that category. You know, for a while now, I've been on a journey and on a path where those who know me know that my lifestyle has changed dramatically, and I don't just get on the internet and talk. I actually been doing. And when I'm not on the internet making statuses or making videos, best believe I'm out somewhere contributing to not just my community, but communities all over, because it's not just about what you do in one place. It's about what you do wherever you go, you know. So and spreading God love and spreading love and helping other people to grow. So I want to talk on the topic because I'm seeing how it's affecting so many people, including myself. To be honest, I haven't slept peacefully in nights. I'm gonna be honest. Last night I slept a little bit, but every single day since this has happened, and before it happened, to be honest, my mind hasn't been at ease. But when this happened to Nipsey, it really haven't been at ease. Like, I've been thinking about it daily, and I've never even met the guy. So that just tell you what type of impact his life had on the world. It's affecting so many people, from celebrities to just everyday people who I see, no matter if they have platforms or not. It's affecting people. If you haven't been affected by what took place, you just don't have a heart. Simple as that. If you got a heart, you've been affected in some kind of way. You know, seeing artists cry and hearing the pain in artists' voice, like The Game, Dave East, seeing the pain in T.I. captions, and some of the things that I want to address further along in my video to bring a comfort to the people who don't really understand, and to the people who are lost and are feeling a certain pain and don't know what to do with it, don't know how to cope with that pain that you're feeling. And I feel like that's what God put me on earth for, and that's why I went through so many situations, because I know from firsthand how to look at things from a different perspective in order to get out of a dark place that pain and that hurt can put you in. Nobody's exempt. It don't matter how much money you got. It don't matter what race you are, gender, age, none of that matter. Pain can put you in a dark place if you don't look at it from a different perspective and find purpose in it, and really seek God, the source, you know, seek why he allowed things to happen. So rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle. Like I say, it's very obvious his lifestyle affected many, because he was a doer. He was a person that came from a bad place, came from some bad mistakes, but he turned his life around and he started helping others, and all that was helping him in the same sense. So that's why I can relate so much, because I literally see myself like that could have been me. You know, for whatever reason, God hasn't called me yet. I'm thankful, I'm grateful, but I also know that this journey on earth is temporary. So when I hear certain things, I want to, you know, I'm seeing videos being put out where people are allowing their pain to make them bitter. And that's what the enemy wants. That's what the devil wants. See, we're fighting forces that's bigger than us. So everybody who hollering about they woke, a lot of people are just saying that and really not woke, you know, but some people are. So don't get me wrong. Some people are woke now, but a lot of them, they not. They minds are playing tricks on them so far that it's unreal. But I don't want to get into all that on this video. I'll get into that later. But one thing I read on T.I. page, and it really hit my heart hard, because I felt like this before. He said, if God really want us to fight on the front lines for the liberation of our own people, then how is something like this supposed to contribute? Why do we now and always have to do it without one of our strong soldiers alongside of us? And that's, man, I couldn't judge him on it, because I promise you I felt like this, because death has followed me since my childhood all the way to manhood. So we don't just get affected when a celebrity die. We get affected by the type of person that die. If it's a close loved one, if it's someone who's done something that impact our lives or impact lives in general, we hurt. And I could promise you, not taking anything away from Nipsey, because you can't. He is the man. He is the myth. He is everything a person, can, like, it's almost like a fairy tale when you read about his life, but it's real. It's not a fairy tale. It really exists. It showed us that people like him can exist. But it's, what I mean, what I'm getting at with that is, you look at Nipsey and you got to realize that in the whole world, over the whole world, in every hood, every project, every state, every city, every country, town, every place got a Nipsey Hussle, whether they're on his platform or not. You got people that's been doing what he was doing their entire life and never heard of him. You got people that's just like him, who lived a bad lifestyle, but then turned their lives around and didn't let the cards they were dealt define who they were. They changed, educated themselves, changed everything around, and got on the path that he was on to help and do better for the community and everyone he came in contact with. You got people like that all over. And it's amazing because even though his platform was big, a lot of people never heard of Nipsey or knew what he was doing until his death. And that's not a bad thing. I'm going to get to how that's not a bad thing. So when we ask ourselves things like this, and we ask ourselves the type of question that T.I. asked, and I saw another video where a guy posted, being real is wrong. It feel like it's wrong because being real always gets you in a predicament like where Nipsey Hussle is at. So I want to address all that. I want to look at it from my perspective and help people cope. All right. When you realize the purpose of life, you can understand things better. Even when you slip, you can go back to the original source, our creator. Everything goes back to where we come from, God. Okay, so in T.I. think he say, if God really want us to fight on the front lines for liberation of our people. So if that lets me know that he know about God. So when you know about God, you believe in him, or you might kind of straddle the fence, or you don't. But regardless, we either connect to God or we have to reconnect. And when you learn about God, you got to understand, why did God send his son? He had a son named Jesus. So if you believe in God, you got to believe in his son, Jesus. He sent Jesus for a reason. He sent Jesus here, who was the only perfect person ever existed. The only perfect. I mean, didn't have a flaw. So you telling me, even people like myself and people like Nipsey who do very good deeds, got good hearts, but we had many flaws. That's what turned us into good people, were our mistakes that we made. So none of us on earth is perfect. You can't name me not one perfect preacher, not one perfect prophet, not one perfect mentor. I mean, nobody on the earth point blank is perfect. So if God sent his son, who was perfect, and allowed him to go around the world to help save the world, to help bring the world awareness of their wrongs and help turn it around. And when his mission was complete, the whole point was for him to die, to go. That was that God sent him here to die but listen, after his mission was fulfilled, after his purpose, Jesus died a horrible death. And this is, so how can, you look at, all right, he came here, his own people turned on him. He had people turned on him. He done stuff for everybody, and his own people turned on him, hung him on the cross, nailed him. Man, they tortured Jesus. And if he had to go through that, who are we to come on earth and not have to go through nothing? So you got to look at it from a different perspective. All right. So Jesus forewarned people that he had to leave, and his people did not want, they was begging Jesus to stay. But Jesus let them know, if I stay, then the gift that my Father is sending to you all to help you all along the way, to help y'all future. This, I want you to see, I'm here for a reason is what Jesus is letting them know. I'm here for a reason. And once my reason is complete, my mission is fulfilled, I must leave, because that's the only way that the gift my Father is sending to you all, which was the Comforter, the only way that's going to come is if I die. So Jesus had to die in order for the purpose to be fulfilled. We wouldn't get the comfort and the gift that he was talking about without him dying. So he knew that. He accepted that, and he sacrificed himself for that, for our better future. Now, we still made bad choices to put ourselves in bondage of our own minds and our actions, but Jesus done his part. And many people today wouldn't be nobody on earth would be where they are, period, if it wasn't for that sacrifice he made. He made that. So many of us, so when you say, okay, how does it contribute? Look around and see. Nipsey being real was not in vain. Yes, it hurt because his family, Lauren, his kids, his parents, his siblings, their life will never be back to normal the way it was before this coward took and stole Nipsey's life. It'll never be back to that. So once all the media attention go away and things die down like they do with every other death and every other person, and people fire burn away and burn down, their lives will never go back to normal. So how can we contribute to making it a little easier for them? By realizing that this man's death was not in vain. His legacy, his mission was fulfilled. And how do I know that? Man, since his death, you have not been able to turn on the news and not see something about it on social media. See, he really opened the eyes to a lot of people who were asleep, who were lost, who never thought about changing, who never thought about doing good. And now they're thinking, they're looking at his interviews, they're learning his wisdom, they're listening to his songs. People who never ever played a Nipsey Hussle song or never looked at the interview ever are now listening, and they're learning. So that means his death wasn't in vain, just like Jesus' death wasn't in vain. Matter of fact, in their death, more was gained. Now that's spiritual. Y'all got to really look at it from a spiritual realm. More was gained. His life, he touched a lot of people while he was here on earth. No doubt we see that. But he touched even more in his death. And he's not the only one that has done that. It's many, many other brothers and sisters who have touched more people in their deaths. Why? Because of the great things they done. The great things they done while they were here. So we have to learn from them. He said the marathon continues. Now the marathon must continue still. Meaning, whether your platform is big or you don't have a platform at all, you got to find yourself first, find God, and then realize how can you contribute to doing the things like Nipsey was doing. Because either you're going to contribute to society building more Eric Holders, which is the coward who stole his life, or you're going to contribute to building more Nipsey Hussles, more people out there that can do good deeds and spread it around the world. So we got to realize and start looking at things from a different perspective. This man's death is only in vain if we let the fire his death set a fire in a lot of people, a burning fire to make them want to do better. You can't let that fire die. If you let it die, then his death, we already failed him in the flesh. We failed him. His community failed him in the fleshly realm, to be real, to be honest, in a natural realm, because his own kind took him out. Regardless if anybody was behind it, set it up, none of that even matter. It was his own kind that pulled the trigger and took him out. So when you look at that, you got to say, what can we do to contribute to stop? They had a saying by Frederick Douglass, one of my favorite sayings. He said, it's easier to build strong children than to repair broken men. Eric Holder, not making no excuse for him, is a broken man, a broken coward. How did he get that way? By the things that we have been condoning. Artists have been condoning a lot of, and I'm using artists for a reason because Nipsey was an artist. I'm an ex-artist, but we got to be real with ourselves. Even as a parent, I'm a parent. A lot of y'all that is going to watch this video are parents. Too many artists like T.I. and all these big time artists have been condoning the music that they shouldn't, that we as a whole collectively shouldn't condone. And what I mean by that, yeah, I know music is gonna change through generations. It's supposed to. Music is gonna change, but we're letting music change to, and music has such a big impact on the world. You got people that might not watch TV, might not do nothing, but I guarantee you they listen to some form of music. And that's why the enemy, that's why he utilized music so much, because if you got to think like the enemy. You know, if you want to reach the masses, aren't you going to use the biggest platform, that's why people use social media the way they do, because it's something that can reach it's free promotion, can reach everywhere, can reach places you ain't even got to be. Music, the devil reaches so many people through music because he used these little fools that right now, the artists that are coming out right now. And yeah, people back in the day used to make music that had cussing in it, talked about drugs, talked about killing, but they wasn't glorifying it. Most of the artists, they use music as a escape route, and they put on wax what they witnessed and what they did, but they also made sure that you knew that they wasn't glorifying it. Now you got artists now who are talking about killing their best friends and talking about raping and doing all this foolishness, and we're making them rich by sharing it, by listening to it, by buying it, by streaming their songs, by doing all this foolishness. And our kids, they are really looking up to these type of artists. So now I have a daughter. I don't want in the future to have to answer my door to a man wearing a purse and got pink hair, whatever color his hair is. Men, they're being stripped and tore down. Right now, we have adults who are being influenced by young rappers. How you been? That is backwards. We can't keep condoning this music just because you want to stay relevant. A lot of these artists only condone it because they want to stay relevant. But no, when you stay true to yourself and stay real, man, swag fades and another swag come in. But real gonna exist until this world is over. Real never fades. It never go away. So you gotta, man, you can't look at things like, man, doing real is wrong. It's not. Being real is right. If I'd rather die being real than die being fake and phony, because when you die being fake and phony, your lifestyle your death don't make an impact like Nipsey did. So everybody who died didn't die because they met their purpose and fulfilled their purpose. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. Some people die because of they sin, they practice sin, and the Bible tell you practicing sin will lead to death. They died because of their hard-headedness. But this man, without doubt, died because his purpose was fulfilled. God saw fit to allow that to happen for a reason. God no, I don't understand God's wisdom. No person on earth understands God's wisdom, period. But we accept his will. We know that we know when the enemy does something, he does it to steal, kill, and destroy, just like he did with Nipsey. But if God allowed it, it's for a better purpose. When God allows something, it's for a brighter future. So just like when Jesus died, God sent us the comforter, you know what I'm saying? Something to help us along the way. Now Nipsey is leaving us, and he's going to send us something that can help us along the way. So the people who want to keep the marathon going, best believe everything. You don't need him here in the flesh. He left us all the tools that we need to keep pushing and keep growing and keep touching people. So you got to keep spreading that love. You know, you can't let the fire die. That's the best thing we could do for his family and for him, is make sure that fire that his death sparked inside of many people that I'm seeing on the internet, do not let it die. When this media stuff play out and everything play out, don't let these changes that you want to make die. Don't let the enemy get in because the enemy that got my head before and made me feel like God don't exist. That made me feel like, just like some of these people, that's why I'm not judging them. I'm telling them, just trying to give you knowledge. Man, when you live a life like Nipsey and then die, man, that means it was really your time to go, because your purpose was fulfilled. And that's a good thing, man. This life is not permanent. That's what when you really get connected to God, you realize that this life is a journey. And as long as we do what's necessary on this journey, Our purpose is fulfilled, and then we go to a better place. We go to a place where there's no more hate, no more fakeness, no more medicine, no more pain. We walk in streets that's made and paved with gold. What's better than that? We'll never get that out here on earth. Out here on earth, we're going to always deal with crabs in the bucket. We're going to always deal with opposition, because guess what? Peace don't bring money. The blue-eyed devils and the devils that the enemy use here on earth, man, they all about money. So, to them, to the big people that we never gonna see, man, peace don't bring money. So they don't want to see us unite. They don't want to see us grow. They don't want to see us get stronger. So we gonna always deal with affliction until we get our minds right. So for all the fans out there that say they love Nipsey and support Nipsey and all this, man, y'all look at this. I hope it really can show you all to live a better lifestyle. So whenever God call you home, it won't be because you was hard-headed and he called you home or allowed something to happen to you because you was out there being a fool and you was out there doing wrong. So now when judgment day come, you won't be ascending with the people that's going to be at the throne with God. You want to be on the side Nipsey was on the side where, because, man, to break it down simple, whether you doing right or wrong, one day we all got to go. Whether you living a good life or a bad life, we all must die. But if you living a bad life, you're not going up there with God. Your purpose wasn't fulfilled. But look at Nipsey, man. I'm so glad God took him on the lifestyle and the path he was on now, rather than taking him years ago when he was out gang banging and doing all this, because then he wouldn't have had an impact on the world like he got right now. Man, his death is impacting the world because of his lifestyle, because of him being a doer. So don't let the enemy trick your mind and make you feel like being real and doing the things that he did wasn't worth it. Yeah, they worth it. Man, I'll put a store in the hood still. Why? Because long as you being real to yourself and being true to yourself, if somebody come and harm you and God allow it, man, best believe it's going to still bring fruit to other people. Your death brings fruit and better chances to other people. People get to really, all those people who didn't hear of him and didn't know what he was doing before he died, that know now, man, a lot of people some change is about to take place. Watch. So that means that man's death was not in vain. When T.I. asks how it's supposed to contribute, just live and just watch. You're going to see the contributions that is contributing to, and we don't need nothing. He done left the blueprint for us. He didn't left. See, everybody who died on a good path leave a blueprint. And when you pick up the pieces and keep going, eventually we going to bring the fullness of that. See, right now, the fullness ain't brought. But each person that go, when Dr. Sebi left, somebody picked up the pieces. We got to pick up the pieces and keep going. And don't be afraid of death. Man, when you living right, man, death ain't nothing to be afraid of. It ain't nothing to be afraid of. Eric Holder, I pray for his soul. But guess what? He got to answer to something. Vengeance ain't ours. He going to have to answer to God, and everybody like him. So once again, I'm going to ask you, what side are you on? Are you going to help build more Eric Holders out there, more snitches, more cowards, more punks? Or are you going to help build people that's going to spread love, share love, and then when we dead and gone, our children could walk out in peace? Because guess what? The way the world going right now, if we don't make changes, man, our daughters going to be around here getting raped in public. It's happening right now. People getting raped, people getting killed, and people videoing it instead of helping people. Man, that's the way the world then lost all morals, then lost all standards. So we got to pick up these pieces this man was doing, and we got to push with it. Nipsey was pushing, man. The marathon, he said the marathon continues. Now I'm saying the marathon must continue. We got, I wasn't even going to make a video. I'm going to be honest, because I hate talking, far as but I know without a doubt I'm going to do. Whether my platform small or big, you can check my resume. You can check me a year from now and see that I'm going to be out here pushing. I'm going to go to every community, every state God allowed me to. What are you going to do? If you really love him, keep his name alive. Make his parents and everybody, his whole family, see that his death wasn't in vain because of the spark, the fire that it lit in so many people that wouldn't have even had an opportunity to change. Man, this man get to smile down. He get to smile right now. He gonna smile when he look down and see how these people really riding for him. When he say, if they kill me, y'all better ride for me, it's more deeper than what you think. It don't mean just getting a gun and going kill somebody. It means changing your life, keeping his legacy alive, being better, and making sure that everywhere you go, you tell people why you became that better person. Man, get closer to God and you will understand when things happen, why they had to happen. Jesus came here for a reason. When his reason was finished, guess what? He left. He had to descend before he ascended. We are not exempt. Y'all keep pushing. The marathon must continue. Remy Ro signing out. I love y'all.